too. You've taken everything that I had, left me feeling oh so bad. Now tell me, baby, what you gonna do? Tell me.
Does a $600 gravel bike make any sense? Is it a piece of shit? Is it worth $600? I think for a certain person, a $600 gravel bike could make sense. For someone that's on a limited budget, in my eyes, I see 3 routes you can go. One is Craigslist. Tricky thing with Craigslist is you gotta kind of know what you're looking at and what you're looking for. Second, and what I personally think is the best option, is finding a used bike shop. Generally, these are run by people that are passionate about cycling and know what they're talking about. So you can talk to a human and get some guidance on which direction you want to go. You can usually get better bang for your buck if you buy used. And then the third option is a $600 off the internet gravel bike. There's several companies that do this: State Bikes, Aventon, Diamondback, PureFix. There's options out there. Does it make sense? I think for the right scenario, it might. So I figured the only way to find out was to try it for myself. So here we go.
Yes, this house is empty.
I just spun it around, but the fork was on backwards.
Won't you please come by?
Nothing's greased.
Make this.
So aside from the fork being put on backwards, this bike was pretty easy to set up. And I would say that anybody who doesn't know anything about cycling would probably be able to figure it out. I did trim the brakes because they were a little fuzzy, but they were actually super easy to adjust. So far, so good.
I'm gonna die in misery.
And I should note that, unfortunately, this is not sponsored content. Aventon, I have no idea, did send me this bike, but that's it. So, all bets are off. After a quick around the block spin, I realized that the stem is stripped out, and for any bump, it's not holding the bars. This would be horrible in the middle of a long ride. So essentially I need to switch the stem out. Strike one. Got a new stem from Community Cycles, used bike shop here in Portland, for 12 bucks, Richie comp. So a very affordable upgrade, easy to do.
Well, I had a dream last night, and you seemed ever so near.
We're riding out to Hood River, which is roughly 80 to 100 miles from here. This is the first test on a $600 gravel bike. And we're off. Got Brent Wick here with a balmy Saturday morning. Long day in the saddle ahead. And what the hell are we doing?
We're gonna go meet John Rattray. Puts on well, this will be the second year, the Good Egg. Basically, it's getting a bunch of skateboarders to ride about 100 miles. And then this year, they're gonna try to break the world record for eggplants on Sunday.
This is gonna be good. Hey Brent, how do you think those guys are doing back there?
I don't know, I just had a thought that like, they're doing pretty good, but what if soon they start falling off one by one? But I hope not.
We definitely hope not.
Yeah.
Tim, what do you got here?
Tweaky little trail mix pack.
Feels good.
What's up?
Hey Jonas.
Yes.
When was the last time you went on a bike ride the size of this bike ride?
This time of year last year.
So you're on the annual ride schedule.
The annual egg grind.
What the hell's going on?
Oh, well, we're riding out to Hood River. It's about around 100 miles. A little bit of climb over Mount Hood. I've been fundraising for the Scottish Association of Mental Health. Do outreach, suicide prevention, mental health awareness. They do good work. And then tomorrow, we're gonna do 100 eggplants on the vert ramp that's out there.
as part of this challenge, if I got all the evidence in place, a Guinness World Record. But the Guinness book said we have to set the record at 100 in an hour. I don't know where they got 100 from, it's just a nice round number, and we're riding 100 miles, so it all ties in, and yeah, that's the plan.
Hey Tim, tell me about your bike.
Cruiser, take it to school, take it to work. One gear, it's feeling okay. Forrest have ridden it as of now, keeping it going.
Dude, he's killing it. I totally dig the tube. Hey Johnny, longest bike ride of your life.
Here I am.
Here you are. What did you bring for nutrition on this ride?
Got some jerky, got some tweaker gummy things for energy, got some almonds. I just had Subway, so I'm feeling pretty good.
Oh, that's pretty good actually. Yeah, you're in there. You're fine.
Yeah.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. I know that you won't leave because I love you so.
Okay, how is life on this $600 gravel bike? It's not bad actually. It's much more comfortable than I expected. But the fork is heavy as sin. So if you swap that out with something carbon, it would make a big difference. But all in all, I'm pretty impressed with this thing. I thought it was gonna suck a lot more than it does. It's slow though, it's sloggy, but it gets the job done.
Turn your light down low. Turn your light down low. Turn your light down low, baby, all night long because I love you so. Please, my man, don't go. Please, my man, don't go.
Happy place.
Please, my man, don't go, no, baby, all night long.
Hey John, what do you got there?
Oh, some beef jerky.
I honestly think beef jerky is one of the smartest snacks you can have on a bike ride. And coming from a person that doesn't eat meat too.
Honey glazed. And it's honey glazed. But it's all natural. That means it comes from nature. Made with 100% premium USA beef. No artificial ingredients. Asterisk. Minimally processed.
Cause I love you so. He brought me away.
Tim is fucking killing it on the single speed and the longest bike ride of his entire life.
Brought me way down here, baby, like a dog. He treats me like a dog. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go.
I look like I'm crying.
Baby, please don't go. Baby,
Fucking
please
Tim!
don't go. He treats me so
Hey Johnny,
Yeah.
tell me about your bike.
Well, I bought it on Craigslist about a year ago. 180 bucks. Here I am. That's all I know.
That is awesome. So it looks like steel road bike, triple in front, several in the back.
Yeah.
Longest ride he's ever done with it. Right now, so far 70 in.
70 in.
Player, please.
Doing it.
He treats me so unkind. He treats me so unkind. About to look like no, baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go.
Funny, I watched footage of myself doing an eggplant like 8 years ago, 7 years ago. Looked really good then. Had them dialed. Not so sure now.
7 years is a long time now.
Yeah, I feel like they're still in there though.
Do you practice them?
No. I did the one last year. On the same mission that we did last year, but it was just one. This year it has to be the 100. But with the team, so it should be okay.
Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. Baby, please don't go. I know that you won't leave because I love you so. Because I love you so. Because I love you so.
It's hard to explain how much we love you.
There it is.
We're done. We're good.
And the ride by the numbers.
7 hours,
It's 6,117 feet elevation.
93 miles.
And 150 kilometers.
That ride was legit. For a lot of those dudes, that's the furthest they've ever ridden on a bike before. Much respect. Big shout out to John Rattray and Brent Wick for making this ride happen for such a good cause. Not only did they set world record for, not only did they break the world record, not only did they break the world record for eggplants, they set it at above 300. Good looking out, guys. How did I feel about this bike? Well, it was actually more comfortable than I expected. It was just as heavy as I expected. The tires are a little small for my taste. I would definitely go up, but the rear triangle on that does not allow for much room. So maybe you could run a 38. The fork is heavy as sin. I swear to God that thing's solid steel. I would switch that out for a carbon fork. The gears shifted fantastic. The brakes they worked. New steel always feels good. Don't mind the colorway. The stock stem that came on this thing stripped out before I could even do an around the block ride. So that is in the cons category. This bike is heavy. This bike is slow. Slow and steady can win the race, but when you know that there's a faster way, sometimes it's really hard to... The one thing I will give it, that heavy ass fork, while it sucks to go uphill and straight, kills it on an off-road descent. It's solid, it's stable, it just kind of plows through whatever's in its way. So that I did appreciate. Was it worth slogging nearly 100 miles with? Maybe not. So for the person that's looking to get into gravel, this bike is not the worst option in the world. Personally, I think Craigslist and used bike shops are the way to go. But if you're interested in something like this, I can't say that it's a bad decision. It'll do what it needs to do. There's plenty of room for upgrade. It's ready to go right out of the box. So, the decision is yours.
The Lord came into my heart. All my trouble, all torn apart. Now I am so happy and free that the Lord